Going on, guys, and we're going to get right into today's video. I want to hear your thoughts down below. What are your offseason predictions for the Philadelphia 76ers? Let me hear them down below. Let's get right into this. What do you think they're going to do? Why will they do it? And how will they do it? Let me hear your comments in the comment section. Like and subscribe for over 150 videos a month covering every single NBA team. Either way, this is a team. Look, James Harden's going to stay. It's reported that James Harden will decline that player option to be able to get that, $269.9 million 5-year option, because if he signs now, if he exercises the option, he can only sign a 4-year $222.8 on August 10th. But if he declines it and re-signs a free agency, he can make $269. And if he goes to another team, it's only $200. So he's definitely staying in Philadelphia. But Joel Embiid said it right. Joel Embiid I believe it was the exit press conference, he said, we were all expecting the Houston Rockets version of James Harden, and that never came to fruition. And Joel Embiid was a little blunt with it. He goes, I thought just like all of us, we could be better. But he literally said he's not that guy anymore. He literally said James Harden is not that guy anymore. And last year was an embarrassing playoff exit to the Atlanta Hawks. Ben Simmons was moved. They literally moved heaven and earth to get James Harden over here. James was cool, but Tyrese Maxey really was the guy who became the second fiddle at times next to Joel Embiid. And going from the early season Ben Simmons saga to making a significant midseason trade to winning a playoff series should be considered successful, but it's not, because the Sixers were expecting to win a championship or at least make the conference finals. And the Sixers will now have to retool the roster. And last night, Jimmy Butler was running by. He's like, they chose Tobias Harris over me. And let's get into it. We already talked about James Harden. When the Sixers acquired Harden, they were essentially putting themselves into a position to lock him into a long-term deal this offseason. The 32-year-old guard is still playing at an all-star level, but he's shown a bit of regression from his all-NBA, no-brainer, top shooting guard in the league form. The question is Harden going to get the full 5 years, or are the Sixers going to try to get a discount on the years or have it decreased by years? And the idea that Harden could re-sign for less than the maximum has started to make its round. Like, it's starting to go around. And the Sixers have already started to operate over the salary cap, and and they're literally ready to keep doing it because Embiid's Supermax extension will kick in 2023. And they have to already get new deals for Tyrese Maxey and Matisse Thybulle, so it'll get harder. So Harden taking less than the maximum would indicate a strong commitment to winning a championship, since it would give Sixers more avenues to make significant improvements within the next 2 seasons. Regardless of how Harden's contract is structured, he will likely receive a salary that will keep the Sixers in the luxury tax for 3 to 4 consecutive seasons. Okay, this would make them repeat tax offenders starting in 2023, which would elevate their tax payments significantly. Their current payment, I believe, if they did sign James Harden, would be as low as $65 million. Now look, Matisse Thybulle, this guy is one of the best defenders in the league, and his negotiations will be very interesting because defense to offense, it's a huge disparity on how they get rewarded. Unless, look, they gave up Ben Simmons because they thought Matisse Thybulle was an excellent replacement to replace him. And Thybulle is one of the best perimeter defenders in the league currently, but he's often a liability on the offensive end, especially in the playoffs. Any long-term deal with Thybulle will have to come with the confidence that he'll improve his 32% three-point shot. And it makes you think, Bruce Brown and Gary Payton II will be in free agency, and will they influence negotiation with, Thybulle? And Danny Green got hurt. His contract becomes fully guaranteed on July 1st. If they were to waive him, it could be so they could avoid the luxury tax and delay repeater status for one more season. However, such a move could make them worse, and they don't have anybody to really replace them. It's not like Isaiah Joe is going to come in and replace Danny Green, or Matisse Thybulle is going to become a 40% three-point shooter. $10 million for Danny Green, it's a little bit much. I would pay him $7 million, but Paul Reed, the G League MVP, former G League MVP, Charles Bassey, I loved them at Western Kentucky, and Isaiah Joe from Arkansas, all have non-guaranteed salaries, but they become guaranteed in August or September. And Shake Milton has a team option worth $2 million, and I'd put money for them to get that, so to pick that up. And look, there's a good chance that I really think Isaiah Joe, Paul Reed, Charles Bassey, and Shake Milton will all stay on the team. Danny Green, though, could use as a good matching salary in a trade. The Sixers are all out of picks to trade outside of the conditional 2029 first-round pick starting on July 1st. With Maxey likely in their long-term plans, they could return to the trade table and look around and maybe package Tobias Harris and Danny Green for a multitude of picks, because the Sixers will also have the taxpayer mid-level exception, which is $6.4 million, and they can use it to sign a player for up to 3 years, $20.1 million. And the backup center spot will be something they prioritize, as they've struggled to get production behind Embiid after trading, Andre Drummond to the Nets. So some players that they could pursue: JaVale McGee, Montrezl Harrell, Serge Ibaka, Dwayne Dedmon, Robin Lopez, Bismack Biyombo, and I think it's fine. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts right here. I think the team's going to really look the same. The two guys that you should watch are Tobias Harris and Danny Green, and even Furkan Korkmaz. But if they trade Danny Green, I believe it's because they'll keep Furkan because of his 3-point shooting. Okay? So let me hear your thoughts down below.